Yeah, Craig Pinker is a chicken choking dumbass.
Craig Pinkert is a booger-eating moron.
Craig Pinkert is a needy, whiny little man-child.
Craig walking around the lab with his hoochie dad shorts on, saying, I'm a refractory hand. No, man, you ain't nothing but a finger.
Welcome back. We're joined today by one of the elite 936 refractory inspectors from Turnaround Specialty Group, Mr. Victor Pena. I've been hearing a lot of chatter, a lot of talk, a lot of phone calls been coming in and asking me the same question: are you the CEO of TSG?
Ah, man, I don't know. That's a tough one, but I'll give that one for Jackson to answer later on. That's a Jackson question. Like that's how we always put it. It's a Jackson question.
Well, I don't even think it's Jackson's name is on the checks. I mean, it could be anybody's name at this point.
I know. Really, it is, huh?
Yeah. So I mean, but I wanted to have you on because I wanted to. I think your situation is a little unique. I wanted to ask you, how did you get your start in refractory?
Refractory. I started back in 2005. I just started working on reformers. I actually did four reformers back to back to back to back. From bare to just the casing to pretty much lined and stuff. So that my second job, that's when I met a few guys that actually are good known in the industry and stuff, and good mentors that I've learned a lot from. And yeah, I kept on, and after that, I made my transition to cats, to heaters and stuff. And yeah, I kind of learned how to like it because at first I was kind of working with my stepdad, and my stepdad would have me going fireproofing, and fireproofing, scaffolding, fireproofing. Give me 1 second. Hey, boys, stop. Father fight.
No, you're good. You're fine. I mean, this is what happens sometimes. I mean, it happens to me all the time. My son just turned, I think he's about 12 or 13 months now, somewhere in the middle of that. And he's all over the place. I mean, I got to chase him everywhere. He's in the kitchen cabinets. I mean, he's everywhere. But it's part of the job, and you really do love it. And then when you're gone, like you guys are for a lot of the year, you miss it a lot.
Yep. This one, they're both competitive. They're soccer. They're right now playing soccer, and it's like, geez.
So, well, this is exactly why you're out there killing yourself every day. Is for them boys in there and the family, of course. So you've been in refractory for quite some time. When did you become a refractory inspector?
Refractory inspector. I was working with a contractor doing fireproofing. And actually, surprisingly, I was actually getting out of a job with one of my coworker, colleagues and stuff, Mike Watson. Actually, he was my PM in a previous job, and I was working for him. And I ended up actually going to another site in Beaumont, and I got a phone call, pretty much one of my good friends, Enrique, some other guy from some other company that we used to work for, and Jackson called me asking if I wanted to consider making a transition from being supervision to learning how to do inspection. I was like, I was already getting bored, and it was just repetitive stuff, and kind of seemed like nobody was caring. And to the point that I was like kind of getting frustrated. I was like, man, you could only care so much, and then all of a sudden you'll lose the focus on people, and it's kind of bad.
Yeah, that's exactly the reason that I came to work at TSG in the lab, is because Jackson was saying, why are we bringing our experience over here to make somebody else money? Why can't we just do it ourselves? And it's like, I don't know, it sounded good to me. So I was like, all right, I'm game. I'm ready to go. And so we started here. I forget It had to be in like January, the beginning or the middle of January. We tested the first sample, and we've been killing everybody ever since. So it's worked out real well.
I was the little what's called prospect, probie, like Alan called me. He's not. I'm not the probie anymore, but that's what he tells me now. But still, it's just.
You talking about Allen Overstreet?
Mm-hmm.
That guy's wild, man. That is wild. Obviously, if you know him, you work with him. That's how you know
man.
him.
Yeah.
I got my first dose with him. He came here. Well, I think it was like a third day. I'd already been working too, and it was that morning. He had backed up his truck. He had some materials in the back of it, and he goes, Jackson told him, "This is the guy I was telling you about. This is Craig." And he goes, "Well, Craig, how you doing? It's nice to meet you." You know, it's all up. He's right here. He's right here talking to you. You know what I mean? And he goes, "Are you a bitch?" No, sir, I don't think so. But something tells me I'm about to find out. He's a great guy to work, be around, to work with. I mean, you know, if you can keep up with him, you understand when he gets upset. But he's a great guy. I love him to death.
Yeah, he gets upset, but he has his reasons for, because he's been around too long, and he knows the business well. And I wish he was still around, because I'm doing this cat coming up, and he was there with helping me out. He pushed me to the limit.
I think he does that with everybody he's around. I mean, he just has to let them know, hey, I'm here to help you if you're willing to learn. You know.
Oh yeah, he does.
Jackson's kind of the same way. You know, that Jackson was pushing me all the time. They came at me with this weird ass mold they had to make out of acrylic and this drawing. I'm looking at it, I'm going, Jackson, I don't know how to do this, and we don't have the tools to do it. He's like, stop being a bitch. You know, just make the damn thing. So I was like, all right, I'll give it hell. And it turns out, we made this monstrosity.
That European design?
No, it wasn't. It was man, I forget what they were. Some kind of nozzles that were going around. I guess they're injector nozzles of some sort, but they wanted to mock up. It was like a sample, like an applicator installation sample, and it was had to be out of plexiglass so they could see that all the material was rammed in around that nozzle really well. But man, I mean, I could do the lab all day long, but when you start getting algebra and angles, that is not for me. I don't do that. That's not that math is not. I'm able to do that. But so you love doing inspections?
Yeah, I enjoy it. Actually, the last 3-4 years have been really gone really well for the company, myself, and everything. I've kind of, I guess how Jacob explained it, man, you grew up. So
yeah, well, I mean, I get here, I get told all the time, it's like, hey, we do the testing for a lot of the jobs that you guys are on, and some of these clients are asking me, do you know Victor? Yeah, I know Victor. Tell him to chill the fuck out. And I'm like, I can't do that, man. I can't cross the lines, man. Victor's his own person. I mean, he's up there running the shit. Yeah, I got nothing to do. Well, you can try to at least tell him to help me out. I'm like, actually, I can't, man, because he calls me. He's like, is the material showed up yet, Victor? I can't tell you that. It's confidential stuff, so we don't really cross the lines. But so if you didn't get into
time to actually explain to the client why I can't cross the line. So, you have your own division, I have my own. I'm on my division. So really, I can't ask you because they cut out the PO to you and you're testing the material, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So I don't have a PO for that. So I can't actually get that information until the client actually gives me, which is a contractor, in other words.
Well, I mean, they can. They just have to let me know to let you in. Once I get permission from the PO issuer, then I can tell you whatever they want me to tell you.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like if they say copy and so from this plan over here, this plan over there, I can do that. But I do need that permission. So, if you didn't get into inspection or say just refractory in general, what do you think you would have gotten into?
I would have gone to mechanical side. I'm serious. I would have gone to mechanical. I was already to the point I was already going to make jump to the mechanical side and do just boilermaker, pretty much pipe fitter stuff. Like I was just kind of to the point because I have other family members or actually friends that are actually on that side that I'm, close to. But luckily I stuck around, and I'm happy. I'm happy where I'm at. I don't mind going in the vessels. I don't mind doing my daily job, and it's fun every single time. It's just, when we have the likes of people like, let's just say, I just came from a job from Valero, and you have the likes of Nick. I go to P66. I have the likes of Jim, or what's his name, Joe Morales. Even what's his name from Sweeney? I forget his name, but sorry. And I have other people that I deal with, all the SMEs that I deal with. It is fun. It is fun when you speak about refractory and you have somebody that you could actually talk to, and they understand you and you understand them, like line by line. It's just cool. And then once we start getting everything pieced together, even though we do the initial findings, once we actually get the final product, and then I tend to care enough to call the client a month, 2 months, 3 months later on, just to, talk to them, see how they're doing, like I do to anybody.
Just kind of
Just
follow
to
up with them. Is that
yeah,
what you is that
follow
what
up.
you're doing?
Yeah, I just follow up, see, hey, how's your equipment running and so forth. If that's my job, I'll do that. But normally, if like I do to Montana, every single time I call them, they call me, they mess around with me, they tease me and all this stuff, but at the end of the day, they know, hey, we play around, but work is work, and it's fun. Let's have fun while doing work.
Yeah, and obviously, be safe. Do you have
Mhm.
any thoughts on the new API 982?
That 982 is going to actually help us out a lot, and it does explain a lot, and it kind of steps down a little bit, not how to do inspection, but how you're supposed to be, like how I've been taught, pretty much how I've been taught on doing inspections. And actually it's pretty much cut and dry. It's like how Enrique told me, it weeds out the wannabes from actual inspectors. So it's gonna actually be good for the industry, and hopefully it's gonna be for the best. So we don't have, you know, we have two different: mechanical sticks with mechanical and refractory sticks with refractory. And it's a two-way street, not just, hey, let's all put it all together. Because some of these old bigger companies, they tend to do that. They tend to, hey, you have a 510, let's get your 936. You do both. No, it's not the same. It's
Yeah,
not the same.
reading the book, taking the test doesn't make you an experienced inspector, and not at all. Because technically, I've got a 936, and all I've done with my whole life is test samples, crush rocks. But with that 936, somebody could put me on a job somewhere as an inspector, which I have absolutely no experience in. But
Mm-hmm.
technically, I have all the credentials to go and do it. But it wouldn't be a very good job if I was on it. Because first off,
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm looking at. A lot of times I got to call you guys like, what the hell is this disc? What's a 54-inch disc? Oh, that's in a slide valve somewhere. It's like, I have no idea,
Mm-hmm.
but the numbers aren't good. So just saying.
Yeah.
And so what other services do you guys do other than just the testing and the inspection? What else
Well,
you got?
we do like rope access. We do have rope access division, and normally Jackson and Jacob take care of that item. But also we do also have, which is actually, for me, it's fun, but at times does get complicated because we have a lot of work going around at the same time. And you know and the plant likes it because it deals with safety. So if it's clear and safe for scaffold builders to build a scaffold, and there's nothing actually, there's nothing kind of, they're not going to find something, you know, be caught by surprise. So we actually do have the 360 cameras. We all pretty much all have our own kit, and we all pretty much take it job to job, and we show it. We pretty much just demonstrate it to the clients, and we take 360 cameras in the cyclones, in the wherever we can. If it's small areas that we can't bodily fit, we actually just put it on, and we rig it up, and we actually throw it inside the heater.
So you're talking about in a place where you can't build a scaffold that might be too small, too dangerous, whatever. You guys can actually throw that camera that you were just holding in there, and it'll take a. You said it was a 360, so it does the entire room in one shot, right?
Yes, it does show depth. It does show kind of clarity and everything. What's going on? If it does show erosion. It does show a lot of imperfections that us, like, just from kind of IR scans might not catch. IR scans might catch like, hey, it's a hot spot. Why? Might actually explain to us, hey, a little bit more, give us a detail. Hey, look, this is what's causing it.
Okay, so you guys have the 360 cameras, you have the rope access. What else do you guys do?
We do the lab, obviously.
Well, the lab, that's what I do. I'm saying I don't understand what's going on in the inspection side, because like I said, we're based right here in the port.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you guys are globetrotting all over the place, and I don't really get a chance to. We're never at the office together, so I don't really know what y'all got going on over there.
Yeah,
and because I don't, and I'm that close, I'm within the same company. There's a lot of people that don't understand, because, like I said, the rope access is not a new thing. Y'all jumped into that. But from what I'm understanding, the 360 cameras, you guys are really trailblazing in that area. And so I just wanted to know if there was something else. Because, I could plug the lab all day long. Yeah, we make molds and we do all kinds of craziness. Send me the blueprint. Like I said, I'll try to see if I can build it. We'll test your samples and we'll fire them to whatever temperature you want. Sure. But I'm more focused on what's going on in inspection, because I personally don't know what's going on.
So we also have Jason Overstreet is also in charge of the IR scans. Pretty much what it helped out last time when I was at Synovus was they did the IR scans. Once we have IR scans that pertain to us, that we know what we're going to catch, guess what? That makes my job and me and Dylan's job a lot easier, because we're able to pinpoint exactly where the hotspots were at and know, hey, and actually Alan was there and Jackson was there, and actually get a square footage for them on how much damage pretty much they're anticipating to repair. So that actually helped out with the schedule as well. So that helps out by schedule, actually having the square footage ahead of time, and knowing what to write, like where the areas were at, not just everything's going to be upon discovery, because sometimes the first time I went, I had all discovery, and it was just me, Enrique, and Alan. So it was just, and at the time, most of the time was just me in the beginning.
Okay, so if for the people watching, how would one find TSG?
TSG could find us either through our website or through one of our business calls. Call Jackson, or you call your friendly CEO over here.
Oh no, you didn't do that, Vic. You did not do that. Did I say CEO? Put it back up. Oh no, it's the CEO on it. Okay. Okay, so you're talking about turnaroundspecialtygroup.com. Obviously, you guys have social medias and whatnot.
Yes, we all have our little social medias. And
right, so just for me to close out, it's my closing question. You can answer if you want to, and then after that, you got the floor for your closing comments. But I was told that these guys up north, I don't know where they're at, but they made you a special hammer. Is that true?
These guys right here.
Oh man, there you go.
Yeah,
you're just throwing that out there. You're just trying to throw it out there. That's all you're doing.
They made me a special hammer. I just can't show.
Well, maybe just cover up the end. We can see the hammer.
It's a neat box. It's a 3D box actually. So.
Okay, so see they got it wrong. They told me it was a 3D hammer, but you're saying it's a 3D box, a 3D printed box. But
yeah, 3D printer box.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, Barney did an awesome job.
And you're gonna leave us in limbo on what's on the end of that hammer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, anything you'd like to say? You got the floor.
All right, man. Hey, everything's, we're doing good here. We're doing an amazing job here. Everybody's, I actually have family here, so it's makes it easier when we depend upon each other, especially like these little jobs I just came from that, Jacob is the lead. It doesn't matter who our lead is. It just matters our start goal and our end goal. Our end goal is pretty much just get the job done. But how? Safely, efficiently, and have the customer satisfied. It's always going to be keep the customer happy, and we try to do as best as we can. And I know they're seeing the difference. From day one, from our early days till now, we've grown and we've all improved a lot. So especially myself, I know I've done a lot better ever since my first reports. I hated doing reports, but now it's just second nature. I know Jackson told me it was going to come through. It was going to eventually come, and it is. It's looking better and better, and I'm liking my reports. Like I said, Jacob's like, you got way better. It's not that I didn't get better. It's just they made me better. Everybody made me better. So
Well,
it
it
just
sounds
takes.
like you guys are, like you said, it's a family, and you guys are a team, and y'all work together to help one another instead of trying to burn one another. But
Yeah, it's not a
sounds like sounds like
one
an inspection division over at TSG are a bunch of badasses.
one day. We're
Okay,
doing
well,
good.
Vic, I really do appreciate you joining me, and I hope we can do this again sometime soon.
All right. Hey, whenever y'all see me on the floor or on the units, catch me with the new stickers.
Oh man, there they are. I already knew you were gonna do that. You made those on your own, didn't you?
Yeah.
All right, Vic. Well, it's good
Got it.
talking to you, man.
All right. Thank you. Bye.